Hello, my name is Natalie, and I am the administrator of the Vintage Cross-Stitch Niche on Facebook, and it's a relatively new but small group. What we do, or I do, at least I try, is to combine vintage with cross-stitch, which a lot of people do. It's called prim. But a lot of the prim stuff is reproduction. I've tried to take actual vintage items and repurpose them. With that said, this is my second video. My first was a short video which highlighted our local needlework store, the Cross Stitch Cupboard. I will be doing a better video of that store. That was my first video ever. I am not a very technically inclined person when it comes to video equipment, although I am learning. I just never had an interest in it. But I'm sure I can figure it out. So I'm doing this on my phone today. You'll have to bear with me, and hopefully you enjoy the video. So today's video is going to be entitled Rolaframe for Dummies. Now, Rolaframes are amazing. They are the best invention ever because they hold your needlework very tight. They come in an amazing assortment of sizes. You have different lengths, so there's short ones and real long ones, and then you have an amazing assortment of widths. These are short ones and they come very large. I haven't seen the biggest ones, but I know they're out there. So today I'm going to show you how to use a Rolaframe. First off, I'm going to explain how the Rolaframe works. Rolaframe has pins. They're very sharp. I have actually more than once punctured myself, but the sharp pins are what holds your fabric in place. I have not found that it damages the fabric. I was a little concerned it would tear through, but it doesn't seem to do so. So we have pins that hold your fabric in place. The pins go between the fabric, and they fit onto the other side pretty much exactly and get held in place. Then there are sidebars. The sidebars hold the whole thing together. What's beautiful about the sidebars is these are standard and replaceable screws let me see, where are my, here we go, my nuts. These nuts are standard. So you can go to Home Depot and get some stainless steel nuts, and you can replace these. Some of the older frame systems, and I used to use the one with the Velcro, which is no longer in business anymore, had screws on the sides that were not standard. So you just couldn't replace them. These are very replaceable, and I think these are going to last a long time. So how do you use this? I have two projects right now I'm currently working on. One, might as well show you some projects, is the Believe drum by Ann Toledo, which is Dames of the Needle. This is just beautiful. It comes as a kit with everything you need. And I'm just going to read you what it comes with, because it comes with Shabby Chic Classic Colorworks and Garden Gate by the Gentle Arts threads. It comes with the beautiful linen, Sweeney Red, and it comes with Sweeney Red velvet. This is just the beautiful threads it comes with, and the velvet is still in the package, but it is absolutely a beautiful variegated hand-dyed color. And of course, here's the linen. Now you can see I have this actually stored on my bars. The reason I do that, I've bought extra bars, it just makes it so much easier. I roll it up. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Let's just show you what it looks like. Hope you can see that. Some of this is over 1, so it's pretty fine. It's taking me a little longer than I thought, but I'm getting through it. But anyway, you can roll it up. Just, whoop, get that out of there. Roll it up. And I put a rubber band around it. I don't have one on me, or a hair tie. I sometimes use hair ties because they're gentle. And I just store it this way. And then I unroll it. It literally takes me 10, 15 seconds, and I'm ready to go. Certainly, if you don't want to have a whole supply of these for your works in progress, you can take it off. The next project that I'm working on, so I'm working on 2 today, is this. This is not Forgotten Farm Rest Thy Scissors. It is a kit. I did get this on Stash Unload. I'm using my phone on the selfie mode, so everything is going to look inside out and backwards. Sorry, but I think you get the idea. Here is Rest Thy Scissors. It came with this lovely little box. Now this box is not vintage. It's made to look vintage. However, it is really well made. You can see that somebody took a lot of time to do this. For the Believe drum, I actually have some of these old spools, and I'm going to paint the spool and put this on an actual old painted spool. So this one will be a vintage finish. The Not Forgotten Farm will use what they gave us because the item is going to fit perfectly. So the called for threads, if I can find them, are Raven, Pumpkin Pie, and Dried Thyme, and I am using those. I have them right in front of me. Here is Dried Thyme, and here is Pumpkin Pie and Raven. So I didn't like the actual called for fabric. So what I did was I found a really vintagey, wonky fabric from X-Jude, and this fabric is called Grandma's Sleeve. It's got grays and oranges, and I think it's perfect for this Rest Thy Scissors project, which sort of is a little Halloween-y. And you can see the beautiful color. I hope you can see this on, yeah, that looks a little better. I had this on a hoop yesterday. Why did I have this on a hoop? Well, I was at the cross stitch cover. That was my first video. And I don't like to carry a lot of bulky stuff, so I put it on a hoop. The problem with the hoop is that I find my fabric gets in the way. I'm constantly fighting to get it tight. So today I'm going to put it on the roller frame. So this is a beautiful fabric. Just to let you know about X-Jude, she is overseas in a Eastern European country. I think it's Romania. I might be wrong. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up right now. And she hand dyes her fabrics, and they're gorgeous. She will tell you what the base fabric is. Some of the base fabric is Zweigart, and some of it is Permanent of Copenhagen, which has a different feel to it. It's much stiffer. She has it in multiple counts. She will have collections. She has fabric of the month. Her shipping is beyond reasonable considering it's going overseas, and she often has a free shipping if you buy a certain amount, which is really nice. The other thing about her is that I lost a piece of fabric that I had bought. I bought this fabric specifically. I bought this fabric for a project, could not find it. It was lost in the house, probably with the extra socks. I eventually did find it, by the way, like 6 months later. But in the meantime, I emailed her. Her name is Mama Twins. I have twins too, so we sort of bonded over that. And she made it for me. So she will make your fabric if you want something specific. Like Grandma's Sleeve is not available anymore on her website, but I think if you emailed her and told her you had a project for it, she'd make it. Anyway, so we have this project, which is 36 count. It's going to be done 1/2, and so far I like the way it's coming out. And we're going to put it on our roller frame. So the thing about the Rolaframe is that there's colors and numbers. Put the colors together, always. See, this is red and red, number and number. These numbers are actually 14. 14 is written in red and black, and a 14 black when you put them together. And 14 means this is a 14 inch. Be aware that the length of the rod doesn't necessarily mean the length that you can use. The only usable spot is between here and here. If you have fabric that goes over, these will not close right. So you have to make sure that your fabric fits perfectly. So sometimes it means using a bigger size than you need. I usually just grab a bigger size. I didn't for this particular project because, as you can see, if I was to stretch this nice and tight, let me just do that for you, it goes over. Even ever so bit, and this one doesn't, but this side does. It's like just on the brim of being too big. What can you do? You can flip your piece and work sideways. So now we've got our pieces together, our colors together, and what I would do, I'm just going to fix this a little bit. What I would do is I would actually put both colors sort of on the same side of your table. So you want the black and the red on the same side. And you sort of put them at a distance. Then you also want these to be together. So you have red and black and black. And you sort of put them on the sides. Let's see if I can show you my setup. Oh, this is hard to do, but like I said, I don't have good equipment. As you can see, we've got sort of a square setup. Now you have your fabric, which you've already decided is, let me see, is this? Yeah, well, you know what? It just fits. That's amazing. It just fits. So you take, let's see if we can get this. You have all your little prongs up. You take your fabric and you stretch it along the prongs. So one side, and then I take the other side, and you press it down. Okay? Then, making sure you're at about the same level, you do that for the other side. So you put this in, and you stretch it, and you try not to stab yourself, and you put it in. Then you take the top and you cover it. So you got to get the little holes. Let's see if we can do this. Yep. Got to get the little holes together so it closes. Like I said, you don't want any fabric in these ends because it won't close right. And let's get the other one, making sure that you have your colors together. Don't try to do this with all mixed up with the colors not matching. For whatever reason, it has to be exact. That's just the way the guy makes it. I don't know his name. Okay, so now you've got these on here real good. And they're even and they're not overlapping. You need to get your side pieces. Side pieces, the easiest way to do this, let's undo this. There we go. Is make sure you have colors together and the colors are facing the same way. You don't want to have it like that. You want to have it like that. You put the end in the notch, just like that. You roll your fabric a little so that both sides are in the notch. Then on the other side, you do the same thing. You're not going to close it. You're just going to put it in the notch. Let's see if we can show this in the notch. See? Okay. Now, you put the top on. So, put the top there, put the top there, And now you get your little nuts and you loosely put them on. Just loosely. Why loosely? Well, because you have to arrange your fabric the way you want it. You have to get it tight. So we've now got this all together. And we're putting our nuts on. Whoop! Here I am saying how easy it is and I drop it. Here we go. And I actually went to Home Depot, bought a whole bunch of these because some of these disappear once again with the socks. So now you've got this in here, but you see it's not tight, it's loose. So what do? I usually will just tighten one side, and then leave the other side loose and just roll it. You can see how nice and tight that's getting. And screw. And screw. Now if it's still not tight enough, you can open the side that you originally had and then even tighten that. And you can see how nice and tight that is to work on. I love working on this by putting my feet up, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Well, not that I have beautiful legs, but I'll often put my feet on my coffee table and work right in my lap, and I can actually do this two-handed. When you're not working on your piece, I'll leave it on the frame. I will loosen it up because it's not good to be stretching your fabric like that at all times because it will stretch the fabric, and you don't want that. You want your fabric to be just the way it was when you purchased it. So that's how you use your Rolaframe. I love them. I cannot have enough Rolaframes, and I actually have a bunch of sizes, and the cross-stitch cupboard carries Rolaframes, so she actually has some on order. The only problem I have with Rolaframes is that they're sort of hard to get. You can't just buy them on Amazon or eBay because the owner of the Rolaframe apparently was ill for a while and he's way behind in his orders. Is that a big deal? No. So now that we've learned the Rolaframe, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. I told you my name is Natalie, and I'm not a professional stitcher. I'm not a professional finisher of any sort. I've been stitching for a long time. I started stitching a lot more when my kids got older. I have 3 children. My oldest is 27 years old, and my twins are 26. And no one lives at home anymore. They do visit a lot, but no one lives at home, so I have a lot more time. I'm a physician. I'm an OBGYN doctor, so I do work full-time. But when I get home, I often will make dinner, or sometimes I don't make dinner. I order in dinner. And after dinner, I'll sit here and stitch for 2 or 3 hours when I can. Unless I'm working late, which of course sometimes babies come at times that are not convenient. That's the profession that I'm in. I have a love of antiques. One of my daughters used to go to the antique show with me. We love vintage items. We love garage sales, thrift stores, antique shows, collectible shows, flea markets, you name it. I have bought and sold a lot of items because I'll end up buying quite a few, and then I sort of have too much, and either I'll put it on eBay or I'll sell it to somebody I know, or now I can put it on the vintage cross-stitch niche. I'll show you just to show you some of my latest acquisitions. This actually I bought last Saturday. This is very old. It's some sort of really old piece. How old it is, I don't know. It smells old, it looks old, it's made of solid wood. And it's like a caddy, which I put my needles in. I have some scissors I'm keeping here, some other pretty scissors, my sunglasses, and a piece of beautiful fabric. And as you can see, it sort of holds everything. So my table's not messy. What else can we talk about today? I didn't want to make this a long video. I sort of wanted to make this into a shorter video, like I said. Rolaframes for dummies. What else can I just, but I figured I'd make maybe a little bit extra today. I have a few projects sitting on my coffee table. My coffee table is like my work table because I sit on my nice comfy couch at night and I relax and I stitch. So sometimes I'll put just a few items that I know I'm going to grab and right on my table. This was an eBay acquisition by Sheepest Designs called Wabbit's Garden. It came with all this lovely fabric. Whether or not it's the called for fabric, I'm not sure. But for the price, it was really cheap. I thought this was adorable. I actually haven't even opened the package. I got it off of eBay. And this is, wow, some silk ribbon, some gentle arts. It has hand-dyed threads. I didn't even know. What I paid for this wasn't even the price of the threads. So, wow. And threads I've never seen before, like pink azalea. Wow, look at that. And willow. So, and then some silk ribbon. So this was something that looked, I sort of want to do some short projects. I'm working on some big stuff, and I wanted to take a break from the big ones and just do some small finishes. And this one will be done. I just purchased this. I have a love of Lucy Beam. This is All Hallows Eve Heart, if you can see that. Loving, loving, loving wonky stuff. I love very vintage, old, beat-up stuff, and that's what this reminded me of. The colors are just fabulous. Look at these colors. And let's see. I have some sort of fabrics that I may use for this. I don't know what kind of fabric. The called for fabric is actually Anubis by Under the Sea Fabrics. Under the Sea Fabrics are hard to find and they're really expensive. I may just go for it. I also have, I'm going to leave you here for a minute and show you a fabric that I think I might use. Actually, you can come with me. You can see my house in the background. And this is my cabinet. I think I showed that on my website. And just to show you, let's see, just to show you the fabric I have. I'm just pulling a random fabric that I think would work. Believe it or not, I know what's in there. Okay, so now you've walked with me. Let's go back. Okay, so I'm thinking this fabric might work, actually. This is E-Designs Halloween Night. I actually had 2 of these and I sold them. Look at that fabric. I think that'll look beautiful. Problem solved. But E-Designs, I don't know. I bought an entire lot of E-Designs, and that is how I ended up selling so many on Facebook, because I had like 2 or 3 of each. So I've kept quite a few, and I've sold them. I have yet to find this designer anywhere. If anybody knows where to find E-Designs, please let me know, because I do love her stuff. She may not exist. It's all 32 count. To me, it all seems like it's on Zweigart. But all of her fabric is just some of the nicest dyed fabrics I have ever seen. Look at this. It's unevenly uneven. And that is what I love. Picture this plus fabrics, except for a few of them. A lot of them are very even. Not to say that's bad, but for me, I'd rather have the unevenly uneven fabrics. That's just me. Let's see what else I have here. This was a kit. See this? This one is called Bouquet 1813 Kit by Samplers Not Forgotten. It comes with threads and fabric. This is all just 2/2. I don't think this is going to take me that long to do, although I tend to underestimate the time stuff takes. But this was another Nashville 2019, and I had to have it. Like, I need another project, but I had to have it. Let's go through my other pile. Plum Street Samplers. This was another kit. I love kits. Plum Street Samplers, a bowl full of scaries. My yard is full, absolutely chock full of squirrels that eat my mangoes. I live in Florida, we grow mangoes. So when I saw the scary squirrel, I said I had to have this. And this also comes with linen and trim and everything. And I find these kits are sort of cost effective because you just get what you need. And you don't have to buy a real big piece of the linen, but I like that. And then I'm part of some sort of, I haven't decided if I'm doing this one. I'm part of a club. Don't ask me the name of the club. Somebody emailed me and asked and told me about this club. And this is a club piece. This is Plum Street Samplers, Grace on Thee. Anything with God shed his grace on thee. I'm very pro-America. And to me, I was almost going to sell this, and I said, no, I'm going to do it. And it comes with everything, which I think is just awesome. Just to show you a few of my bigger projects. This is a problem. This project I started. Let's just show it to you. It's beautiful. It is a Christmas piece, and I just love it, and I don't love the fabric. The fabric is the called for fabric. It's actually light exemplar. It doesn't do anything for me. I did all this work, and now I'm going to pull it out and do it on something else. It is absolutely a beautiful, it's called Christmas Quaker 2, Songs of the Season. It has all the beautiful Christmas songs, and I'm going to do it. But that is another one of my big whips that I look at, and I said, before I get too much further into this, and I've already done a lot, I'm going to do it on another fabric. And what fabric I'm going to do it on is going to be, I'm not sure, but it's going to be a Christmassy fabric. Anyway, I wanted to give you a little taste of my, my collection of fabrics and flosses and whips and maybe a few vintage items. I hope to do more of these videos where I go over this stuff. I have a lot of kitted up projects I'd love to share. A lot of thread. My linens, I have a ton of linens. I'd love to share them with you, let them know you know what they are, because they are magnificent some. My vintage finds, which I'm going to do some finishing with. I'm going to share that with you in the future. I'm sort of a little afraid to do this whole floss tube thing. What's my fear? My fear is that, well, nobody's going to watch it. I'm not going to have any likes, and nobody's going to comment, and I'm going to feel rejected. And then I said to myself, so what? So what? You know? Even if if I can share this with a few people, it might be fun. So this is my first video. It's actually almost 30 minutes, which I think is not too long, not too short. And if you could comment and give me some feedback about what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, don't be too harsh, because this is the first, I'm new at this, and I don't have professional equipment, but I certainly would love to hear from people about their thoughts. Anyway, signing off, this is Natalie from the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche, a hobby organization only, a hobby group, not a business. And I would love to see people join our Facebook group as well as watch my videos. Have a great day and nice Sunday.